About a year ago, or maybe two, I'm not sure who even knows, and what's the difference anyway, I started seeing this commercial for a company called Altria. And in this commercial for Altria, a narrator announces, "We're moving in a new direction, from our legacy to leading the way forward." Okay? Typical, hollow, say nothing but sound good saying it, corporate rhetoric so far. It continues, moving from smoking to potentially less harmful choices. Potentially is bearing a lot of weight there, but go on. And from being known as a tobacco company to being recognized as a tobacco harm reduction company. And then the finish over a shot of the corporate logo is moving beyond smoking. Altria. Just in case you don't know, Altria used to trade under a different name. Until about 20 years ago, Altria was called Philip Morris, and it was, and is, one of the largest manufacturers of cigarettes and other tobacco products in the world. So let me break down this 30-second ad and see if I can articulate what I hate so much about it. We're moving on from our legacy, the commercial says. Let's not gloss over that legacy, as this ad attempts to do, because that legacy includes uncounted millions of people who have died prematurely from smoking-related causes, from cancer, from emphysema, from heart disease, from strokes, from COPD, etc. That legacy includes who even knows how much money, billions of dollars, transferred into the bank accounts of tobacco company executives from the pockets of smokers who were addicted to a product that serves no useful purpose, that has no reason to exist other than to make addicts and take their money. That legacy includes decades and decades of bankrolling junk science, lying to the public, lying to regulatory authorities, lying to Congress about the health risks associated with tobacco use, health risks the executives of these companies were aware of and attempted to hide so they could continue to sell a product that they knew was killing people. Hey, if that was my legacy, I'd want to move on from it too. But let there be no mistake about what that legacy consists of and how destructive and indefensible and evil it is. We're moving beyond smoking to potentially less harmful choices, the commercial says. Less harmful choices such as vaping and e-cigarettes, which are just as addictive as traditional cigarettes because they also contain nicotine, a useless drug that is only in there to get you addicted to the product so you keep buying it. Less harmful choices that also contribute to asthma and other chronic lung diseases and heart disease. That's the less harmful product this Altria commercial is talking about. The less harmful product that nobody needs ever. And then there's this bullshit. We're moving on from being known as a tobacco company to being recognized as a tobacco harm reduction company. What the fuck is a tobacco harm reduction company? Because what it sounds like and what it is are two different things. What it sounds like is a company that tries to prevent tobacco companies from selling their products to people. What it sounds like is a company that actively works to prevent people from becoming addicted to nicotine in the first place, and to help people who are addicted to kick the habit. What it sounds like is a company that provides access to medical resources for people who suffer from smoking-related conditions. That's what it sounds like. What it doesn't sound like is a company that says, we're a tobacco harm reduction company, while it continues to sell tobacco products to people. But that's what it is. How are you going to say you're a harm reduction company while you're still out there doing the thing that's causing the harm you're supposedly preventing? Seems to me, if you were serious about harm reduction, the first thing you do is cut out the thing that's causing the harm. It's like a chemical company that's been dumping toxic waste into a river for 100 years, announcing that from now on, it would like to be known as a hazardous materials management company. It's like BP coming out and saying, instead of referring to us as the company that was responsible for the Deepwater Horizon oil spill, we'd prefer you describe us as the company that cleaned up the Deepwater Horizon oil spill. We're trying to move forward from our legacy. It's like a serial killer getting caught and saying, actually, instead of calling me a serial killer, I'd rather be thought of as the one who helped the police close all those cold cases. And finally, moving beyond smoking. Altria. Oh, really? Altria, aka Philip Morris, is the company that makes Marlboros. Have you been to a gas station or a convenience store lately? Last time I went, they were still selling Marlboros. On the website of Philip Morris USA, an Altria company, it lists all the cigarette brands they currently sell, a list which includes, in addition to Marlboro, Basic, Chesterfield, Merit, Parliament, and Virginia Slims, among others. Sure doesn't seem like they've moved beyond smoking to me. Remington also sells knives. Does that mean they've moved beyond guns? What is this self-serving corporate gaslighting bullshit? Or here's a better question. Who is this commercial for? Anyone who knows which way is up can see through this tobacco harm reduction company smokescreen, right? Smokescreen. I just heard it. That's pretty good. I didn't even do that on purpose. The point is, this attempt by Altria to shine a more flattering light on itself only underlines how truly sinister and shameless this company is, because that commercial is really just saying the same thing over and over again. Moving beyond our legacy, moving from smoking to potentially less harmful choices, we're a tobacco harm reduction company. All those statements reduce to, we sell e-cigarettes now. Which they do. In 2018, they invested billions of dollars to acquire a 35% stake in Juul, the flash drive you can smoke. And earlier this month, they spent another few billion to buy e-cigarette startup Enjoy. But it's not just e-cigarettes. On Altria's website, there's a document touting its portfolio approach to harm reduction. A selection of products ranging from dipping tobacco or snuff like Copenhagen, which also gives you cancer and makes your teeth fall out. How's that for narrowly defining harm reduction, huh? Heated tobacco products, which use lower temperatures to generate an aerosol from tobacco, which can then be inhaled. There's no evidence heated tobacco products are any safer than conventional cigarettes. Nicotine pouches like On, that's the name of Altria's product, On, with an exclamation point, as in keeping our customers hooked on nicotine, and e-cigarettes like those sold under the Juul brand. So, yeah, tobacco harm reduction might sound like a benevolent enterprise if you take that commercial at face value, and also you just woke up from a 175-year coma, but all it really refers to is some other stuff Altria wants to sell to people who suffer from an addiction Altria and other similar companies induced them to have. And Altria is marketing these tobacco harm reduction products at the same time as it continues to sell cigarettes. So it's profiting from getting people hooked on tobacco and nicotine, and it's also profiting from harm reduction. That's what I call double dipping. And if you've ever known someone who dipped snuff, I don't need to tell you that double dipping is fucking disgusting. Sorry for evoking that image to those of you who are unfortunate enough to know what I'm talking about. My dad dipped snuff for years. Thankfully, he quit a long time ago, but it was a goddamn gross habit while he had it. But knowing what Altria means by tobacco harm reduction does answer my question. Who is this for? It's for potential investors. Give us your money and be part of our exciting smoke-free future. Future will not be entirely smoke-free. And it's for the consumer. All the smokers and future smokers out there watching. Because this is a cigarette commercial. Not directly, of course. Cigarette commercials are illegal. But as close as Altria can get without running afoul of the FDA. When I first saw this ad, I assumed it was some wildly miscalculated attempt by Altria to launder its reputation to the public, but now I realize I was overthinking it. It's way simpler. Even if all they can do is plant a seed in the minds of potential customers through euphemisms like tobacco harm reduction, Altria is doing what it's always done. The only thing it knows how to do. The only thing it wants to do. Selling coffin nails.